What's up, guys? Um, every so often, you get a very very good news article that lets you pick out like who actually like understands news cycles, who actually like reads the news, and who does their due diligence to try and be intellectually honest and smart. Every so often, you get a really good and really telling article of where people stand, how they think. And this one's the Trump Trump charities being dissolved, and Trump charities being dissolved, and people have people are having two different. Um, there's literally like the interpretation of this is the evidence we have, and the other interpretation, which is Orange Man bad, Drumpf, uh, it's being dissolved because he broke the law. So from the article, this is a CNN article, or yeah, the CNN article. No, sorry, AP, AP. I'll put all these down below. Um, President Donald Trump's charitable foundation reached a deal Tuesday to go out of business. Even as he continues to fight allegations he misused the assets to resolve business disputes and boost his run for the White House. Okay, so a normal person reads that and they see President Trump reach a deal. He's fighting allegations that he misuses assets. What are normal people going to think? They're either going to think it's going out of business um, because because of the settlement, or it's going out of business because there's this lawsuit about him misusing stuff. So you have the people who read it and go, okay, there are two different suits. Um, Lawsuits even. Like one of them's not even criminal. Actually, no, neither of them are criminal. Just two lawsuits, and yeah, you have people who see there are two lawsuits. You'll have the people who think he's leaving because of the allegations, and that's what I've seen from people on Reddit and shit. Crazy leftists, like, literal sophistry. That is like textbook post hoc. People are like, okay, oh, he's under investigation, and he wanted to dissolve his charity. It's because he's being investigated. No, he could honestly just be dissolving his charity. Like, they're not even going to distribute like that much money. Like, the money that's left over in the charity is not enough to like justify hiding compared to how much he's paid out. That's just my conjecture. Um, but let's bust into this article. The original Attorney General, funnily enough, that was going after him before he was forced to resign because he was a Democrat who uh, who beat women. Yeah, he was fired because he abused women. Uh, New York, rich New York Democrat, you know, pink hat wearing, beats women. Weird how it's always those people. It's always those people. So I was doing some normal research, and just googling everything I could find, finding not just articles that say the same thing, but articles that are saying more, so I can fill in more blanks. Um, and on this AP article or the CNN one, whatever, they'll all be down below. It's in there somewhere. The president says, or not the president, the judge says Salian Scarpula ended the hearing without making a ruling after largely shutting down the Trump Foundation's lawyers' assertions of political bias by the Attorney General, um, saying, "quote I don't want to get into that. I don't know what that means. I am assuming. I'm just assuming that doesn't want to entertain the idea that it's political bias, or that it maybe, look, I don't want to shut this down just over political bias. It looks like there's something here. I'm not sure, but uh, the other stuff I found, it seemed like all of these statements were before evidence was presented to the judge. Um, because another article I found um, said that the claims made by the attorney general were true at this stage prior to evidence being shared. So I'm assuming this was pre-discovery, um, where in Discovery you'll have both sides get to I'll show you mine, you show me yours, and anything that's not shared in Discovery you can't use in a case because I don't know. Yeah, it's fairer that way. That way people can't just bring up some random shit in the middle of the trial and you're like, I didn't even know I'd have to prepare for that. So the the Supreme Court justice in New York State said, quote, "The allegations are what they are. Until you deny them, I accept them." Yes, if you allege something against another person and the person does not go, "No, I didn't do that," it is shifty. That is some shady shit come from that other person. But for a judge to say, "I have not seen the evidence," I have not seen the evidence, I'm trusting their allegations. No, what the fuck, dude? That's that's just about as bad as the ACLU saying Kavanaugh has not sufficiently proven his innocence. It's like you're supposed to go into a case like that assuming everyone is lying to you. Until you see the evidence, you are not supposed to form any type of opinion on anything. And the judge is just going, "Yeah, I believe them. I don't know what they have, but I believe them." Could have very good reasons. That's all I can find from the statements. Okay. Um, so what is actually happening? The Trump Foundation is the suit. Like I said, there are two suits. There's one lawsuit that just got finished that said the Trump Foundation has, if it dissolves, has to have judicial oversight. Okay, it's like there's nothing there. It's like you don't have Trump this time. And then the other one was just allowed to continue to I don't know. I can't tell exactly where along in this case it is, except it's somewhere like before discovery because they don't have evidence or they didn't share their I don't know. Shit makes no sense. To me that kind of looks like a political bias. Lamau, Ninth Circuit isn't politically biased. Judges aren't politically biased. Yeah, okay. And other comfortable lies you can tell yourself. Um, oh God, where is it? Yeah, court supervised process for shutting down the charity and distributing about 1.7 million in remaining funds to other nonprofit groups. That's all they're doing is they just want judicial oversight to see which other groups they're paying out to. Okay, they've already given like what 20 million out. Uh, Fucking another CNN article I saw. They said and Trump's given it, a little bit of his own money. It's like, okay, a little bit of his own money. You read the numbers, it's a couple $1 million. So either, Trump says he's rich, either, $3 million is a little bit of his money, and then you're having to say he's rich, or you're just like flat out omitting stuff to make it look like he isn't that charitable. Either way, it's CNN. You kind of expect, sleazy shit like that. So it's one or the other. Um, or they're just immensely stupid, which these people aren't. These people aren't stupid. News media is not entirely retarded. Um, so whenever people are saying it's because of this lawsuit, no. Um, the only thing we have for certain are allegations. What are those allegations? Illegally operated the foundation as an extension of his businesses and his presidential campaign. Um, like the only thing I have seen was like they had a dude on MSNBC had a dude on, uh, and they were talking about some portrait he bought at a charity auction. So it's like they were at a charity auction and they something wasn't selling, so they wanted to get the bidding started, and there's some portrait of the God Emperor, and they wanted to get the bidding started, so they bid on it. No one else did, so they were stuck fucking paying for it. So even though that's one of the reasons for like can't or for like charity misuse, as as far as I can tell, it's like we're using charity money to buy this thing, and the money that we bought this thing with is going to charity. So they're still paying out money to a charity. We got them, boys. I, I don't know. This shit is too terribly confusing. But yeah. Yeah. Trump pledged to dissolve the 3-decade-old foundation and donate its funds to charity after his 2016 election, but that was only after he found himself under investigation. Yeah. That's just classic post hoc. It's like he did this thing after this other thing, therefore that earlier thing caused this. Like, or he could have just there's 1.7 million dollars out of like 20 something. It's like there's not much left, and it could just be he's just been trying to get everything out of it so he could close it. Who knows? But that's it, guys. See ya.